Alright, next project is Guitar Hero World Tour Wii guitar. I already took off the faceplate and the neck. To take the neck off, you just pull this towards the unlock and then pull that out while holding this. And the faceplate, there's this lock here that I think is related to the faceplate. I'm not 100% sure, but I flicked that to unlock. And then with the neck off, there's like an overhang here you can pull up. And then there are clips, and you can work your way around with something like this. It's a little tricky, because sometimes it'll get up one side and then it'll put pressure down the other side. I found it helped to keep prying up with my left hand over here while I went around with my other hand. I believe we need a Torx T10 for this. This says T10H. I don't really know if the H is significant. It's from that iFixit Mako set. I already tested this on the guitar neck and it seemed like a good fit. Yeah, it seems like it'll probably work for this too. And hopefully I can reach into all these holes. This one's a smaller bit, it looks like. I usually like to lay out the screws in the shape of the thing, but I think we've got too many here. So I'll just separate them by size and they might not go back in the right holes. We might have 11 of the T10 screws. Somewhere around there. Alright, I'll start taking them out. Oh, they're really in there. This is actually my childhood guitar controller, so I believe I'm the first person inside here. Wow, that looks like a wood screw or something. It's got like a nasty point on it. Set that over there. But speaking of being the first person in it, maybe the warranty void sticker that covers one of the screws, it already looks like it's been removed or something. So I don't know if I tried to fix this or someone I know tried to fix this a long time ago. Can't remember. And the problem with this one is the strum bar. Since it's mine, I know I broke it myself. I was just strumming way too hard on it, I think. And then it quit working during a song quite a few years ago. Jesus. This would probably be easier with a bigger handle on the driver. I don't know if these bits I have would fit into a bigger driver that I have. So I have a raft net adapter that lets you hook up like a Wii Classic controller or anything that uses this plug. And I hooked this up to a computer and used gamepad tester, and everything but the strum bar seemed to work fine. And up-strums worked either most of the time or all the time, I can't remember. And I don't think the down-strum was working at all. I watched a few videos on tearing these apart I think I only found one fixing this like specific issue. The strum bar uses like two momentary switches with like this angled piece of metal on it, and it's probably just not quite hitting the button. I might have deformed it using too much force hitting the strum bar. And so the fix I heard is basically to bend the metal slightly so that it makes better contact with the button. And it doesn't take much of a bend, it's just a pretty subtle bend in the middle, I think. The camera's a little too close to capture the whole thing here, but I just did this one. Let's see. We're up to 9 screws. I think just these 2 left before I have to get a smaller bit. Definitely easier to take these out if you apply downward force with one hand and then turn with the other. It's probably using like different muscles or something. So instead of like this, I'm going like that. Okay. Not sure how many sizes I have to go down. Probably more than one, but I'll start by trying the 9. Again with the H on it. Whatever that means. There's a hole in the middle. I don't know if that's security torx. I can't remember. That's too big. That is also too big. I'm probably not going to edit this, so if you're falling asleep, you could maybe skip ahead at this part. Still too big. It's a T7. Could have probably skipped every other size, because what's the odds that just going down one would actually work? Wait, are these even torx? Maybe. No, they're Phillips. And one's missing. Weird. So there are probably supposed to be 4 here, but I'm seeing 3. And yeah, it looks like Phillips. And it's probably actually Phillips. Because I don't think they make these in Japan where it would be GIS. Well, at least I wasn't trying too hard, so I didn't damage anything. Okay, so if a torx 6 was the right size, what would be a similar size Phillips tip? Maybe like a 0-0, just eyeballing it. I'll start with that. fits, but there's some wiggle. I'm gonna check a size up. I want to strip these. Yeah, looks like a pH 0 works. And these are skinnier and longer, but still black. So I'll set them in another spot. Did I even need to take those out? I don't know. It kind of looks like this part lifts up and this is clearly something separate, but I don't know. Oh, okay. Even though the plastic like changes color and texture here, you're not prying this part up. The whole thing is coming apart at the seam, it looks like. And so I did need to get those out because that's part of it. Okay. Looking pretty good in here. No spider webs or dead bugs so far. So I can move this part out of the way. So this is where the strum stuff is. Looks like more Phillips screws for everything inside. Hopefully that same size we just used will work. Yeah, seems good. I could maybe even go up a size to like a pH 1. Yeah, that seems like a better fit. Yeah. I'll put the 0 back. I think the pH 1 will probably do it all. So a Torx T10 and a Phillips pH 1. I don't know how much of this needs to come out. I kind of just want to focus on the strum bar since I know the rest works. Okay, this is pretty iffy. I think I was slipping a bit. There we go. It's hard to make it sit flat with the whammy bar, but if you hang it off the table a bit, you can do it. But I'm kind of out of shot now, I guess. There's another different size of Phillips. I'll set that off somewhere else. Maybe get this kind of on camera. I don't know. That whammy bar is a pain, and the strum bar itself, I guess. just get these screws out and then move it back in the frame. I'm a little worried about how I'll test this after I mess with it, because I would hate to put it back together all the way just to test it and find out I bent it too much or not enough. And who knows, maybe that won't even... What on earth is going on here? There's like spring noise now with these last couple screws. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, okay, so here are the switches. So facing that way, this one would be the up-strum and this is the down-strum. The sound is a little bit different. There's more of a crisp click in the up-strum, but it kind of sounds like the button is being activated either way. So it's interesting that it wasn't working. It makes me worry a little that I won't be able to fix it. I don't think it's necessarily a contact issue then with the button. I'm gonna open a new can of candy here. I'll do a little cleaning with some isopropyl alcohol. Yeah, these two middle screws are kind of weird. like to adjust spacing of the strum bar or something. I wonder if it's worth reflowing any of this solder. I'd risk making it come out of place. I'm skeptical that bending it will help when it looks like it works fine. I don't know. I might go run and test it with it open like this and just see if it's consistent when I hit these switches like this. It's interesting how the PCBs are labeled like joystick and strum bar and stuff. Alright. Probably gonna leave the recording going so I don't have to concatenate the files later. But I'll try to be quick. So the good news is both of these switches seem to work fine when I just like press them like that while it's hooked to the computer. But the bad news is I don't know if that was already the case or if like the little bit of cleaning I did made a difference. Maybe something was out of alignment here. So I might just put it back together and see if anything's different before I do any bending of the things. So might not get the bending on video. I could probably do another quick test once this is screwed tight, in the heck? I have no idea how these screws work. They're doing weird stuff with the springs. Oh, maybe I gotta put the other ones in first. Okay, 4 outer screws are in. Man, these ones are weird. I don't even really get it. Where they, that looks kind of flush with the board now, but this one isn't at all. Is something broken or? Oh, no, that one popped up. This is super weird. I feel like this wasn't covered in the videos I watched. But I'm not familiar with this sort of screw. Like what? What is up with that? It's this piece of plastic that goes over the spring. And it's like, what am I even actually making tighter? Kind of feels like nothing. And I gotta hold it from the other side. You know, that actually is working. I better touch up the other side for good measure, although it wasn't as wonky. I hope the positioning of these screws doesn't matter too much, because it was like, you could kind of wiggle them around. Alright, that's pretty tight. I still feel like they sound different, but maybe they're supposed to. They are like facing opposite directions, so the sound would travel differently. Alright, I'm gonna run off and test it again like this, I think. If it seems to work like this, then I feel like it should just work all the way together, because I don't think anything else really contacts the strum bar too directly. I'm glancing at the other piece of the case. Yeah. Alright, I'll test this quick. Seems totally fine. So yeah, maybe something was out of alignment and it's back together better now, or just cleaning it with the compressed air and isopropyl alcohol might have helped. Guess I'll start putting it back together probably. Yeah, I put the strumboard PCB back. I don't think there's anything else I messed with. There's this like port that I think never got used. It looks like it goes to the strum bar. This cable is like right here, and it looks like an RJ11 phone jack sort of thing. I don't think it's RJ45 anyway, it doesn't look that big. Four pins though, like USB. Maybe you could do something cool with that. There's not too much going on in this half. But there is this spring over here. Oh, it's for the unlock of the neck. So that's what's happening inside when you pull that thing right there. So it would suck if that like broke or went missing, huh? Your neck would just fly off. Yeah, I'll blow this out a little with air. Doesn't look too bad, but it's like, when would I have this open again? Might as well. I should probably do this side too. Nothing major, but probably doesn't hurt. This thing's kind of loose. I guess they all are. One of them seemed loose before I took it apart. Might have been this one, because I think I remember thinking it didn't matter because I wasn't playing lefty flip, and so I just used 2 of the 3. Okay. It's all falling apart already. I should probably set this part down. Is this symmetrical? Better be. I should probably set this part down, put the other part in, because those things are just loose in there. And I think this is fairly stable. If you turn it upside down, I don't think there's anything loose. Oh, except this, which is like the same kind of thing. But I can hold that, I guess. this thing's just loose and terrible. Kind of a bad design. Wait, is this in wrong? This might be in wrong. This is flush with that bottom ring, and this is not. Okay, yeah, looks like I can maybe back it up more. I am actually glad I noticed that. Oh yeah, that's way better. Yeah, so check these if you're working on this. Make sure they're in down to the right part. I think this one's good. It feels a little loose, but it doesn't look way off like the other one did. And I think it's all sitting flush now. I think I've still got my PH1 in. So I'll start with those 3 screws near the neck attachment. I think it was this one that was missing, so I'll just do the other ones, make it the same as before. If you're doing this, you'll probably have 4 screws. I'm not sure why I'm missing one. This broke a long time ago though, like, I don't know, definitely over 5 years ago. Could have been like 10 years. I don't know how old this game is, but I think I had it when it was pretty new. But I don't know when I broke it. Probably not for a while. That's really going in there, huh? Okay, I think it stopped spinning. Hopefully I didn't break a post. I kind of want to build one of those custom guitars where you 3D print all the parts and use like a Pi Pico. It's basically like the frame one in flat boxes I built, but in the shape of a guitar instead of like an arcade controller. But it's like same microcontroller, and people like use mechanical keyboard switches with the custom guitars too, so that part's also the same. Yeah, this seems good. If I did have this apart before, I wonder if that's when this got misaligned. Yeah, they're all feeling a little bit better. Sorry for the noise. It's my laundry alarm. I wasn't sure how long it would take to do this, so I thought I would just try to do it while I waited. I could probably end the video here, or I could put it the rest of the way back together, run off and test it one more time and be like, hey, it still works. I should probably do that. I think the neck might go on before the... No, the faceplate goes on before the neck, because this nasty looking part is covered by the neck normally. I did try to clean that earlier, but it's just like screwed up paint or something. We're almost there. Wait a minute. Did I do something wrong? No, I don't think I did. Did I? Yes, I did. For one, I've got like 11 screws to put back in still. But also I was starting to worry, like, did I put in these neck screws under instead of over? But no, that feels tight. Okay, anyway. Change bits. I actually didn't buy the RAFnet adapter to use with this. I just already had it. I got it to use with an actual classic controller Pro. I was ordering another RAFnet adapter at the same time to hook the same kind of controller connector to a GameCube, so that I could use the classic controller Pro with a GameCube for like Game Boy player stuff, because it has the D-pad in a better spot for like GBA games compared to the GameCube controller. And so I just got both kinds of adapter in the same order. As far as the guitar, I actually ordered a different adapter from Retro Cult Mods, I think. It's like Pico based or RP2040 based anyway, and runs that one dude's firmware, Sanjay whatever. I don't know if I'll play Clone Hero. I don't really like that it's proprietary or that it's made in Unity. Kind of a downgrade from the old Frets on Fire, which was like free software. Free as in freedom, of course. But I might use this with like a PS3, play Rock Band or something. I really hope this video isn't flipped the wrong way, because I was having trouble fixing that last time it happened. Alright, nice and tight, no extra screws. Let's see. This wasn't going on that well before without the screws in. And I doubt it would be super different with the screws in. So I wonder what I'm doing wrong. There's a gap here and it's not lining up right here. Oh, I might have something. Maybe put in the rounded side first and then push down. Oh yeah, that's looking good. I think it's in. Just gonna go over it quick. Okay. I don't know if I'll mod this to put like keyboard switches or another board in here. Might just do a new build to mess around with that stuff. Okay, so you can just shove that in, and I think it moves the switch on its own to get in. But you could maybe stress it less if you held it unlocked while you reinserted the neck. Okay, one more time, I'm gonna go test it, see if it works. And then I'll come give the good or bad news. It works. I retested everything except the touch strip. I should maybe test that later. The whammy bar almost seemed like it was acting up. It works, but I couldn't get to like 1.0, like 100% pressure applied. So I don't know if I slightly misaligned something. It probably doesn't matter, like for real usage, but maybe watch out for that, I guess. So yeah, just try cleaning your guitar if you're having issues, and if that doesn't work, bend those springs on the momentary switch a little bit, just a tiny bit, and then see if that helps for strum issues. And cleaning fixes stuff pretty often. I've run into that a lot. So nice that this turned out to be an easy fix. Alright, I'll wrap up here.